Hi, and welcome to your favorite podcast of the Shalom League, the Mets video capsule recaps. So, believe it or not, we're this close to the mid of the season. 12 games are on the books, and everyone is making mad to see if they're going to skip the minis or not. Speaking of about minis, I'm going to be making a special edition to explain to you how this new format is going to work. But let's jump right into the week 6 recap. So, for those of you paying attention to the weather, we had windy games, a lot of miles per hour winds, and with those ghosty winds, there wasn't much love in the air for the Mets, as we unfortunately dropped 2 games. Hey, but that's fine. We're still in the mix, we're still in the fight, and we're just ready to take the first true warm spring games because we were all excited to have spring games, and all of a sudden we were in the mid 50s. So, hey, we just want to have warm weather. So, let's jump right into the games recap. So the first game, we faced the Indians in a wind blowing out field for a very good hitting team. So that was not necessarily what you want to have for. And actually, that paying out for the Indians as they defeat us 11-8. It was a very close affair. The Mets once again showed their strength on their defense, and we witnessed the first Shalom career home run for Jackson. So he is officially welcome to the league. Congratulations, Jackson. And like I said, in this game strong, very close affair. We lost 11-8, but kudos to Rod and his Indians. Then we moved to field 4 in what it was actually the opposite from the first game, as we were facing the Yankees in a wind blowing in scenario in two very similar teams. So Subway series, very tough to face a team with such a big budget as the Yankees are. Remember, we're a small market type of team, but hey, we were trying to fight and we stay in the game for the majority of the duration of it. But before the game started, we actually have a pretty emotional moment, and in spite of or rather than me actually telling you what happened, I'm just gonna show you what actually happened in real time.
This game just how much your dad said to the family, and I know he was a Yankees fan, but he also was a Mets fan, so nobody in our team is actually wearing the last number that he wore, and we just want to give it to you. Yeah, really.
So as you saw, it was a very emotional moment, and as someone that I was also brought to this beautiful game by his dad, and who also lost his dad a bit over 28 years ago, I can only relate what David felt yesterday, and I'm just so happy that we actually bring some joy to him and his family. So moving into the games, because I don't want to start crying either here. Um, we struggled a bit on offensively speaking. We couldn't manage just to have a handful of hits. And our defense didn't look quite good as they usually do, and mainly just because we were facing a very tough wind condition that didn't give us the ability for outfielders or infielders, for that matter, to perform as expected. But on the bright side, I saw a player playing all the outfield position in a single game. I don't think I have ever seen that in Shalom, and that's Brandon. So kudos to him for his adaptability and versatility to play pretty much anywhere in the field. And speaking about the game itself, in the 13-6 matchup with the Yankees just taking their biggest strength out there. And I will say it's probably the most closest team that we can see compared to the Mets, right? So I would love to face them in the July Classic when we get there. So kudos to the Yankees. And let's jump into your game, Superstars. So your next segment, the Game Star, is brought to you by Arena Pan. Arena Pan, is the right recipe for your true Venezuelan arepas. So our game superstars are Jackson, who went 3 for 6, 3 runs, 2 home runs, including her first ever, and he beat his older brother in the home run derby this weekend. So kudos to Jackson. Michael, 2 for 5, a double, a walk, 3 RBIs, and very good pitching in such very tough wind conditions. And lastly, Brandon Afor went 3 for 4, and he played, like I said before, all the outfield positions in a single game. Let's go to your favorite section, the fan voice. And here we are, to your favorite section of all, the fan voice. So today we are going to have two people writing to us. The first one comes from Mini Camper Jacob from Royce City, Texas. He asks, my dad and I like to go outdoor a lot. He's your biggest fan. And I was wondering if you have an alternative option for breakfast that is lighter and easier to cook than the arepas. Well, Jacob, as much as I love arepas, I understand that some people might have different styles of life. And as such, I'm proud to say that we have our second sponsor of the segment, Chobani Greek yogurt. Chobani Greek yogurt is the best thing that you can eat when you're struggling with digestive problems. So next time that you're going camping with your dad, make sure that you bring Chobani Greek yogurt. The next question comes from Best Commissioner Ever 24. Wow, that's an interesting name. From McKinney, Texas. So he asked, why do you wear number 41, Leo? And why is your kid, Mateo, wearing number 95? So some of you might know this story, but for those of you that you don't, the reason why I'm wearing number 41 is because back in the 90s when I was a kid, I was playing ball. My biggest idol, who happened to be playing first base for my favorite team, the Leones, Andres Galarraga, the big cat. He actually played here in Texas, as well as with the Rockies and the Braves and what have you. Was my idol, right? He was playing the same position that I was playing to. I was kind of having a powerful hitter as well, so I just became in love with him, and basically that's been my idol ever since. So that's why I'm wearing number 41. He used 14 here in the States, but back there in Venezuela from my home team, that actually is the team that I have managed in the fall, the Leones, he was wearing number 41. And in the case of Mateo, well, everyone has their idol, right? So he's a 3 year old, and here's the reason why he's wearing number 95, the one and only Lighty McQueen. So yeah, I cannot beat that. So hopefully someday he will wear 41, but as of now, he keeps wearing number 95. So as you all know, we're getting to the end of the recap, and we're gonna be off next week. So happy Easter to every one of you that celebrates that. So see you in April, and remember, wanna have the time of your life? Bring your kiddo, bring your wife. Let's guarantee you a fun time. Salam.